I've had the Illumicrate box for exactly 1 year now, and I want to talk about my opinion on this box after 1 year of getting it and whether I think it is worth it or not. So hello my fellow fantasy book lovers and welcome to my channel. My name is Kathy and I'm a Belgian fantasy book lover. Whenever I started reading fantasy books more actively again, the first thing that I got spammed on my ads were these subscription boxes. Illumicrate, Fairy Loot, Owlcrate, The Locked Library, etc. There are a lot of fantasy book subscriptions out there and I decided to get 2 of them based upon the books that I had seen beforehand and on recommendations from my friends. So what I did is I got the Illumicrate subscription. And I'm going to quickly run over all of the months since January 2023 up until December 2023, so the full year of books that I personally got. And then I will let you know which ones I would have actually bought if I bought them separately. So in the January box, it was Godkiller by Hannah Kaner, which I've in the meantime read, so this book was definitely worth it for me. Up next in February, Song of Silver, Flame Like Night by Amelie Zhao. Up next in March, Lies We Sing to the Sea by Sara Underwood. In April, Some Desperate Glory by Emily Tesh. In May, Witch King by Martha Wells. In June, The Sun and the Void by Gabriela Romero Lacruz. In July, The Jasad Heir by Sara Hashem. In August, Guardians of Dawn, Zhara by Jae-Jones. In September, A Study in Drowning by Ava Reid. In October, After the Forest by Kell Woods. In November, Starling House by Alix Harrow. And then finally in December, The Principle of Moments by Esmie Jikiemi-Pearson. So those were all the books that were in my full year of subscription. Now, before I get into the contents of the books, I quickly want to mention that with Illumicrate, the books were different sizes most of the time. Taller, smaller, fatter, thinner. There is no rhyme or reason to these books. And if you compare it to Fairy Loot, in Fairy Loot every single book is the same height and then the thickness of course varies depending on the book. But all of them are the same height. So when you put them in your bookcase, they all make a nice match. Wherever if I put these books together, it looks like a total mess. So I just started incorporating my special edition books with my other books because I just felt like it was a very big mess. Now I have to admit from these books, there's only 4 that I would have personally bought if they weren't in my subscription. First of all, Godkiller, of course, I've already read it. Then Witch King by Martha Wells. I would also probably have bought The Sun and the Void by Gabriela Romero Lacruz, but I haven't read it yet. And then finally, Starling House is also a book that I had picked up and that I now have double because it was also in my subscription. So personally, out of 12 books, 4 is a really low amount of books that I would have picked up myself if they were in a regular bookstore. All of the other books, I'm not gonna say that they're not good books. That's by no ways anything against these books. They're just not my type. And there's 2 books that immediately as I opened the boxes, I was like, this is not for me. And I just gave them to my partner. And it was Some Desperate Glory and The Principle of Moments because they aren't fantasy for me, they're sci-fi. And I'm personally not someone who enjoys reading sci-fi. So unfortunately 2 of the books were immediately nothing for me. And some of the other books I don't know when I will read them, if I will read them. And that's a little bit of the thing that I feel is a shame with these boxes, is that you get hints beforehand as to which book is going to be in it, but I suck at deciphering those hints and tips. So whenever I get the book, I know what book it is and I can look into it, but I wish that we knew beforehand for the skips, etc. I personally haven't skipped a single month in my subscription, just because I wanted to see what all the books were and that I was like very hopeful that I would discover some new favorites in this, and I did. Godkiller was one of those favorites and I'm really thankful that I got it through the subscription. Now, because I was part of the Illumicrate subscription, I was also able to buy separate books through Illumicrate. Of course, the special edition by J. Christoph of Empire of the Damned. I also bought the second book to Godkiller, so Sunbringer. And then before that, I actually ordered very early on in having my subscription some kind of monster box. So it was one of the previous boxes with the book The Luminaries. And I also bought Bitterthorn. So those two I actually bought separately because I really wanted them. And for Illumicrate, at the moment that I was subscribing to it, there was just the general Illumicrate subscription. So you either got the box with the goodies or the book only, and I only got the book because I don't feel like I need more knickknacks in my life than I already do. And for the Illumicrate book only box, you pay £20, and then to Belgium there is shipping and taxes included. So in euros, I ended up paying 35 euros every single month for this box. And I feel like there's a lot of pretty editions, but for me it just doesn't add up. If I look at the end which of these books I want to keep, it's 4 plus then of course the separate orders, but it's only 4 out of 12 books. To me, that is not enough. If I am keeping a subscription, I want at least 50% of the books that are in it to be books that I personally enjoy and that I want to read. That's also why I cancelled my subscription. So I waited to cancel it until I could order Empire of the Damned by J. Christoph because I really wanted that book. And after I ordered it, I immediately cancelled my subscription to Illumicrate. And I feel also with Illumicrate, the way that their books were packaged and shipped, if you compare it to Fairy Loot, because it's the only basis of comparison that I have. I also got like one loose Owl Crate edition, and they all came with a lot more than just a book in bubble wrap. For Fairy Loot, there is a card with the theme of the month and a little bit of information on it, and there's also a book bag that your book actually comes into. With Illumicrate, it's your book in bubble wrap in a box, and that's it. So I feel like that also doesn't help my opinion on the Illumicrate box. I would have hauled up a box, but I got rid of all of them for shipping other things because the boxes are really nice. And I really hope that this video is constructive enough that you understand that I don't hate Illumicrate. I actually really enjoy Illumicrate and what they do. I think it's a great thing that there are subscription boxes out there who offer you fantasy books to read that you don't have to handpick yourself, but that are picked for you, which is something really great if you're trying to discover more books. It just didn't click with me and my personal reading style or where I am in my reading journey. However, it could be perfect for you. So if you're looking into this subscription, know that everything ships really fast, everything arrived nice and secure. I never had any problems at all with a single of my boxes. So on that side, it's really good. And the thing is, if I look at it from a financial standpoint, because I do buy way more books than I should, it's not really the best thing. These 4 books, if I would have bought them separately afterwards, for example on Vinted, which is a second-hand platform where you can also sell books, all of these books, all of the books that I wanted were on Vinted for the same price as they were in the subscription, or sometimes even less than that amount. So for me, it just doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense to keep the subscription. Hopefully I will be able to get all of the books that are like special releases, that are loose releases from Illumicrate. I would really enjoy that. But I'm not gonna cry over not having the subscription anymore. Should you still have any questions at all, feel free to ask them in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and of course don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I make new videos every week and I would love to have you here for every single one of them. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you very soon with a new video. Bye!